Hello, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to our official launch party. I'm not going to lie, this feels very, very different to, for those of you who are part of our other communities, our live Zoom hangouts where I get to see faces and interact live. I feel like this is me, myself, and I, and then I see your guys' comments come through a little later. I want to start by just making sure that we're all on and that you guys can hear me. For those of you who have been to some of my live streams in the past, they have not gone that well. There's always been like issues. I was joking with Andre, it's like the curse of the live stream. So I'm hoping today I've done my homework. I've spent like half the day just like testing things and preparing things and getting stuff together. So I'm really hoping that things will go smoothly. But if not, then it would be a very typical flute practice live stream, which is Hi Joanna, I'm so stoked to have Joanna from Just Another Flutist on the channel. Thank you so much. You are like the live stream queen, and I just have so much experience. Actually, this microphone is thanks to Joanna, so thanks for the tip as well. Cool guys, so I'm just going to, well, I think we can hear me, so that's great. It's a good start, very good start. I want to just welcome all of you to the chat. As you guys know, I don't do a huge amount of these live streams. So if things go wrong or you're missing stuff, just be a little bit patient with me. But I'm very excited for it's my evening, your guys' morning. I actually think that like performing a live flute concert is easier than this. I'm like, this is scary. But it's so much fun to see so many familiar faces in the chat, guys and girls and ladies and gentlemen that I've seen in our communities, in live sessions on Zoom, and of course in our classes. And it's just so wonderful that you guys are all here and celebrating with us in this incredibly awesome and exciting moment. I am on my own, and I will take a moment a little later just to introduce some of the team members to you guys. But we're actually working like all over, well, certainly the city. So we're all over Cape Town, and we've even, our brand new video editors actually living like in a small town up country. So that's kind of the joy of being an online business, but it does mean in moments like this, it's a little bit more difficult for all of us to get together. But we also are planning to get together and have our own private sort of team celebrations. And Andre will probably join us for a glass of champagne a little later, but he is a typical web developer, rather shy in front of a camera. So he's like, can I stay off the camera? I'm like, sure. So if you see an arm pop through with a glass of champagne, that'll be him. Good, so I wanted to actually start off, in one of our live chats, we actually had somebody asking a really good question about, a little bit about our story, and my story specifically, but how I got started with the flute practice, and how that all began. And I actually want to just take a moment to share that story with you guys, and just go from there, from the very beginning to how we got to this point. And actually I've got a little, like, something that I'm probably going to cringe, but I've got something that I want to show you guys as well after I've told the story, which I think, well, actually maybe during the story. I don't know. I tell stories, things just kind of happen. And I'm also like probably going to be very bad at keeping up with comments. So I'm going to do my best. Sorry, I just saw a little question here. Who does the graphics for us? We've got actually a bunch of people. I'll explain to you guys when I introduce some of the team. Although this particular case was actually me in a panic this afternoon going, I need something. I'm sure real live streamers have something cool at the beginning of their streams. Good. So our story. We started the channel in 2016, I believe. Yeah, May of 2016. I don't know if any of you like remember those early videos, or if there's anybody in this community that actually watched some of those first videos that we posted, well, that I posted. But I really started off the channel. I didn't have a job. So well, that's not true. I had one job. It was paying me probably around like, I don't know, $150 a month, which was pretty much, petrol to get to and from work and maybe a little bit extra. But it was April of 2016. It was my birthday. Actually, I think it was my 26th birthday. And I was actually, if I have to be very honest with you, I was pretty depressed with life. Like I didn't know what I was doing. I was just finishing off my master's. I didn't know what I really wanted to do with my life. I had a very terrible, disastrous relationship, which was coming to an end. And I was really kind of at ground zero. I had 57 Rand left in my bank account. Luckily, I had some of my sister's money. She was keeping it in my account. So like I had a backup plan, but it was not looking very good. And I remember I'd like sent out my CV to so many different schools for teaching jobs, and everyone was like, well, we've got somebody. So it was very, very, well, it seemed like very hopeless situation. And I'd had this kind of like idea to start a YouTube channel. And funnily enough, Joanna was one of my big inspirations, because I remember seeing somebody introduced her videos to me, and I was like, oh my goodness, this is so cool. And I was like, it's possible to like, you know, actually share your knowledge and share some of what you've learned over the years in a space for other people to learn from. So that's so cool, Joanna. We have so many connections, like, you know, with the relationships falling apart. It's actually crazy how many similarities we have in our lives. So I then was like, okay, look, you know what? I'm at rock bottom. I honestly have got nothing to lose at this point in my life. And so I committed to doing 5 videos. I was like, okay, I'm just going to do 5 videos, and then like, we'll see what happens, or take it from there. I wasn't going to just stop there. I was like, okay, I'll start with 5 and then we'll build it up. And yeah, I mean, I literally filmed the first videos, actually probably for the first like year even. I filmed them on my mom's like super old iPad. I didn't even have an iPhone at that stage, so like, which I knew gave like a half decent camera and microphone. So I literally had like my mom's iPad, and in between like her not needing it, I'd like steal it away and like put it up and record. And I mean, I could record like only a few minutes at a time because it would run out of space. And I was like, okay, it's fine. I'll just put it across, put it back, record. So it was really a labor of love at that point. And yeah, and then I did my first 5 videos. I put them up. And I mean, I don't think there was like any massive response. I had no idea what I was doing at that point. Like I remember I was like just messing around with titles and keywords, and like I had no idea what I was doing. And then I just kind of carried on putting out some videos. And funnily enough, in the week when the relationship that was falling apart finally did actually fall apart, and I was, well, one of the world's greatest messes. I actually filmed a bunch of videos. How, I do not know. I filmed a bunch of videos that I then I think I filmed a bunch of videos and then I went overseas. And I edited the videos and I put them out. And again, no idea what I was doing, just like typing, you know, I remember sitting there like changing titles to like see, okay, then I'd like check the search and see if it would come up. And then I'd change the title and I'd see the search and see if it came up. And somehow one of my videos that finally filmed in that terrible week came up as like the #1 video for the search term flute tone. I don't know how. There were videos with way more views. It's like, yeah, to this day I really genuinely don't know, but somewhere in the mix of my titles and at that stage YouTube was still very much dependent on tags and keywords and stuff. And so things just started to kind of grow from there. So that video really started to take off. And then I just consistently posted at sort of middle of that year. I actually ended up winning prizes at a couple of different competitions, which was financially very helpful, and actually had a whole bunch of like other repercussions, including, so just to give you like a picture, like my 26th birthday, I can't even remember the exact details, but actually I do. I was sitting at home. I didn't even want to message friends because I was just feeling that low. Like I was like, nobody loves me. The world, like I was a little bit sorry for myself, but a year later, I actually, from winning some of these competitions and stuff, I actually was playing this on my birthday. I was playing this concert, Carmen Fantasy, with an orchestra in Cape Town, live in front of like thousands of people with like balloons and streamers and stuff. So that's a little bit of a side note. So things in that year generally changed for me a lot. And the YouTube channel was just kind of chugging along and kind of working in the background. I probably didn't monetize it for the first like year. I was just putting videos out and just being like, okay, I don't know what I'm doing with this. And then, yeah, and then it just started growing. And then at some point, I was like, okay, like, let me figure out like, how can I actually start like monetizing this, and how can I actually start like, you know, having this contribute to my income and my life. And I then bumped into a friend of mine, well, somebody that I'd known about but had been meaning to kind of connect with them and chat, and bumped into this person at a party. And we ended up chatting, and they have a YouTube channel as well, and were doing something very similar to me, which in Cape Town was like, what? I mean, when I started this channel, people were like, what are you doing with your life? Are you crazy? Especially, funnily enough, people that are kind of closest to you end up being like, are you sure about this? And yeah, so then I bumped into this person, and they gave me so many resources, and they were like, oh, go check this out, go check this out. And for the first time I was like, okay, cool. So this is what I could do with this space potentially. And that's when we actually then started Patreon, which was an option for, getting patrons and offering benefits to people. And I think, again, timeline is a bit vague here, but like probably like another year after that only, I'd been playing with this idea of doing online teaching, but I had no idea where to start or how to do it or what to do. And I got a message on Christmas Eve from somebody who said, my wife loves to play the flute, and I would really love to like get some lessons for her. Do you offer online lessons? And I'm like, oh, no, I don't offer online lessons, but I guess I could offer online lessons. So I kind of got it together again, and I was like, okay, I'm going to buy myself, I think I bought myself a webcam and like a little USB microphone. And I was like, okay, cool, I'm going to do this. I'm going to offer online lessons. We didn't have fast enough internet, so I went to go sit at like family or friends that I knew had faster internet. And I would go and teach my very, very first student. And very good friend of mine to this day, and student of mine as well, although we end up chatting more than playing these days. So yeah, that was my first student, and from there I then started opening up my teaching studio. Although I think I taught her for like a year before I actually started to take on other students. And then things started to just slowly build, and I started getting more and more students. And all the meanwhile, I actually did find another job. I was teaching at two very, very lovely schools. And the one job in particular, I was teaching at an all-girls school, little or sort of primary school girls. I absolutely loved, and I loved the school, and the teaching there was really great. But sort of over time, my work online teaching and the YouTube and the community building just started to pick up more and more. And then COVID hit, and things just went from like 0 to 100 in a really, really, really short space of time. And I suddenly, there was just suddenly this huge need for people to be learning online and finding community online and just connecting in a different way. And I think that really was the kind of catalyst for this particular community building, and also the shape that the community started to take. So we did a 21-day, not long term, it was a 21-day practice challenge at that point at the start of lockdown. That was when we thought lockdown would be 21 days. Oh, little did we know. But we started a 21-day challenge, and it was just the like most amazing community building challenge and experience, and it really started to shape the direction that this community started to take. In the meantime, we're still on Patreon, and now we've gone onto Facebook with our communities, and then eventually started to sort of have the idea of actually creating courses and creating course content on Patreon. For those of you who were on Patreon, we had been doing kind of like sort of courses on Patreon or through Patreon, but I had not been brave enough to kind of like formalize them into actual courses. So eventually I was like, okay, course time, let's figure out how to do courses, and started putting out, I think the first course that we did was that Letting Go course, and putting it onto a course platform. And so we had another platform that added to the mix. And so at some point, things were going well, but things were starting to get really like out of hand and crazy and confusing. And on top of all of that, I was getting more and more stretched. And I realized I was going to have to start hiring somebody or hiring some people. And so we, in May of last year, started reaching out to, I was looking for specifically kind of musicians that were looking for a bit of extra income, and wanted kind of something that was maybe not exactly music, but related. And so we started to, or we started off with two community team members. That's the one, team members. And Feral John, who's still with us. And at that point, we had another sort of admin person. And now she left, and now we've got somebody that we've actually hired a little bit more. They're not full-time yet, but a couple more hours a week. And we've just actually hired our first video editor, which is so exciting and quite terrifying, handing over any kind of creative control. But our latest video, that Long Tones video, is actually edited by him. So go have a look at it again and just appreciate his awesome work. I'd really been quite seriously like praying and asking and being like, I need a video editor that is an editor that has a really good sense of humor and is a musician. And I was like, how am I going to find somebody with those three qualities? Well, I did. So I'm very, very excited about our editor and just our growing team. And I just really, again, to you guys, I'm probably going to say this like 1,000 times and hopefully not get too emotional, but it really, really is something that I could not do without this community and without you guys and without all the support and just believing in me and believing in the space and what we're all about and what we're doing. And yeah, okay, I'm not going to get all soppy and say 1,000 thank yous, but I might. I might just. Sorry, guys, as expected, I'm falling behind with the millions of wonderful comments. Thanks, guys. I'm glad I sound loud and clear. Sorry, I'm just jumping around here. So I wanted to actually just take a very quick little moment and actually show you guys my very first video. I thought that'd be quite fun. For me, slightly terrifying, but also quite fun. It reminds me, I actually need to put my headphones on, otherwise I'm not going to hear it properly. So I have to tell you, I'm so angry with myself to this day that I did not keep the footage of some of the first videos that I ever recorded. This one, I mean, this was the very first one, and you'll see it was a disaster. The lighting was so terrible. I don't know what I was thinking. But there were some videos which was so embarrassing. I genuinely do wish I'd kept the footage. Like, it just shows you sometimes what you think, like, oh no, I would never show this to anybody. Like, down the line, I'm like, oh my word, I wish I'd kept it. Just like, there was one particular moment where I was on the camera and I remember I still scripted everything out. Like, okay, this is what I'm going to say on the camera. And then I had the camera. I was like, hi everyone, welcome to the flute practice. A space to learn the flute. And then I did this like half wink thing. And I was like, but then I kind of like chickened out last minute and it became this like really awkward, contorted facial expression. I was just like, oh, it was so bad. I was so embarrassed. I deleted it like straight away. I have regrets. I have regrets. I think it's safe to say I've learned to laugh about myself a lot more, which has been great. So I'm just going to check this audio quickly. Okay, so I'm going to play ye old video, YouTube video. Number one, this is the first video I ever recorded. And I know this because the lighting was so bad. And then I, after that, changed up the lighting situation so that it was a lot better. But here it is. So, okay, now this is where I've got to get all this stuff right. So let me get this right. Yes, okay. Tats, I'm doing good. Okay, so here we have it. This video is called The 5 Fundamentals of Flute Practice. I genuinely have not watched this in probably like 6 years. So let's watch it and enjoy. Just let me know if the audio is good. Morning everyone, and welcome to the flute practice. This morning I'm going to be talking about some of the fundamentals of flute practicing. What do you need to make your practicing really effective and super efficient? We're going to be talking about some things to do before we practice, some things to do after your practice, but looking at really how we can get the most out of our practice. So let's go check it out. Okay, so the first thing, and I think, kind of logistic, basic stuff, organizing your practice space.
make sure that before you start practicing, you have everything you need. You have your pencil, you have a metronome, you have a tuner, that maybe you got a glass of water if you need that, you got all the music you need, and hey, maybe some chocolate. We all need rewards. Anyway, just make sure you have everything that you need before you start practicing so that you're not running around like a headless chicken in the middle of your practice looking for stuff that you need. Or, as most of us do, we kind of procrastinate. We're like, I'll mark that in my page later. I don't need that now. Seriously, you do need it now, and you're going to save yourself a lot of time and trouble if you just get everything you need before you practice. So organize your space. Cool. So the next thing we need to talk about is taking breaks. This is not a boot camp. This is your flute practicing or your other practicing. You're not supposed to kind of do this for 3 hours on end without a rest. I used to do this in first year and second year at university. I need to kill myself doing it. You know, you increase your chances of getting pain and all that stuff. And really, you just need to take a few human moments and take a break. So my advice is 25 minutes and then 5-minute break. Do this for like 2 to 3 hours before you take a longer break. Sometimes you need more, more breaks. Sometimes you need less breaks. Sometimes you can go for a bit longer. Sometimes you can go for a bit shorter. It doesn't matter. You kind of got to feel what your body needs, what you want on the day. But take breaks. Your mind, your body, they're going to thank you big time. During your practice breaks, you're going to want to do stuff that really frees up your mind, frees up your body, gets you feeling like loose and relaxed again. So things like stretches are great. Maybe you just kind of like want to put on a great song and like dance it out, whatever. Just really get out of your head. Stop thinking about the music in your break. Do something totally different, even if it's just like crazy talk. I don't know. Sometimes I do this stuff. People think I'm mad. Cool. So I think one of the really awesome things about this taking a break system is that within these breaks you can do the next thing that I really recommend, which is setting goals. So you have a 25-minute practice session, and in these 25 minutes you say, okay, I'm going to practice my scales for 25 minutes, or I'm going to do articulation for 25 minutes, tone exercises, whatever. Maybe that really, horrible passage on page 3 of my piece. Set yourself goals for each little practice session, or for a whole practice day, a whole practice week. This week, I'm really going to sort out my triple tonguing. It sucks. Setting goals really makes your practicing more efficient. It gives you direction in your practice, and it kind of makes you feel like you know what you're doing. You're not just kind of like floating around. Even keep a notebook. I sometimes do this. I actually get a notebook out and I write down what I've done every day and what my goals are for the week and what my goals are for the next months, even whatever. This is really helpful. So maybe do that as well. Cool. So let's get to the really fun bit, which is experimentation and creativity. I think this is such an essential part of practice and we just don't do it enough. Really take some time in your practice to experiment. Just dedicate some time just to experimentation. I think so often we think we gotta like hammer out those difficult passages, or we gotta just like technique today. But actually we should be much more curious about our practicing. We should be trying new stuff out and experimenting and just having fun. So this is really a focal part of my practicing style, and you're gonna see the way that I'm going to share stuff with you is all about experimenting and having fun and you finding out for yourself what works, because the same things don't work for everybody. And even exercises and stuff that your teacher gives you, they are great. Of course they're great, but sometimes you actually have better exercises for yourself. You just haven't discovered them yet. Okay, so the last thing I want to talk about is going into your practice space with a positive mind space. This is not easy, I know. I think as musicians, we are dealing with so much that's going on all the time, dealing with pressures of auditions and lessons and concerts. We have to really learn to deal with this and not bring this into our practicing, because what happens, we bring in negative stuff and our practicing becomes negative, our playing becomes negative, and it becomes counterproductive actually. There are some simple ways to make sure that you stay positive in your practice. Go for a walk, watch some vines.
Vines.
I don't know, have a chat with somebody that you really like or care about.
2016.
Just do anything. Do some yoga, go like sprint it out on the beach, like whatever, it doesn't matter. Just do something that will make you feel better and more positive. Sometimes it's just about like kind of talking to ourselves like a psychopath, come Tats, we can do this today. Okay, maybe people will think you're crazy, but hey, you're a musician, they probably already do, so don't kid yourself. Great, so those are my 5 fundamentals of practicing. Comment below, let me know what you think, let me know what works for you, what doesn't work for you. Yeah, visit our website.
That was our first website.
And subscribe to the channel if you want to keep getting videos like this one.
Tats, tats, tats. Ah, that's wonderful. Oh my word. What a blast from the past. Like, there's some things I'd like to say to that, Tats, you know, just there's some stuff I wish I could tell her. It's wonderful to, it's really wonderful to look back and just realize, well, I mean, like, just there's so many ways that I've improved on camera to start with. Yeah, it's just really cool to look back at yourself at a different version of yourself. I think at a more fearful, more just a smaller version of myself, I think, at that point in my life, and to look back and be like, man, you know what, I've come a long way. And I think that's really true for like practicing, you know, like just because we're there now, we're so focused on like all the mistakes and all the errors and all the difficult stuff, and like actually it's like now, you know, you look back 6 years later or 3 years later or even just a year later and you're like, you know, how far have I come actually? And I'm actually pretty privileged, I think, to be allowed to look back at myself in this way. Ah, so lovely. But I do agree with everything that past Tat says. I definitely still hold to all of those points, and as you guys know, I very much teach that stuff still. Yeah, it's amazing to watch. Cool. So I just wanted to kind of show you guys where we've come from, and it, I think, puts into better context where we're going and why we have gone this route. So I explained to you guys all these different platforms. We kind of hit 2021. We kind of got through the madness of 2020 and then hit 2021. We now got like some team members involved and things were just so crazy and so chaotic. By the way, I'll show you guys in a moment, but links to the scale book is actually in our brand new shop as well. So I'll show you guys that in a moment, and you guys can see where you can actually get basically links to everything and anything that we sell. So for this is exactly the point though, is what we realized was that we'd had like things on Patreon, we had things on Facebook, we had stuff on our website, we had now things on a new course platform, we had our other like YouTube and all of that stuff happening, and it was just chaotic. It was all over the place. People were confused, and one of our like most loyal supporters said, like, you know, sent us an email just to say like, oh my goodness, I'm so confused and I don't know where anything is. And that was like, it was like a sinking moment where I was just like, oof, something needs to change. And the person that I'd bumped into at that party that already helped me a lot along the way, I kind of call them like our sister channel or our sister business. They're called Learning the Harp. Wonderful, wonderful space. If anybody wants to learn the harp, you can go check them out. They had just built this platform that was very similar to the platform that we've built now. And I remember she told us about it and suggested it. And I was like, oh no, I don't know if I need that. And suddenly, more and more, the need for it became very, very, very apparent. And so we started to build this platform about a year ago. And it's very good timing because here comes my champagne. Thank you, the man off camera, but you can see his hand. Very, very good moment because, yes, we actually then started, and with that wonderful, lovely man of mine who at that stage had just become my husband, who is actually a developer. He's a like proper software developer. So this is a little more below his pay grade in the sense that it was more kind of just building a website and using different plugins and tools. But either way, this genius of a man started heading up this project to help us get this brand new site. And that's actually what I want to just take a moment. I want to actually just take a moment to show you guys what we have done. And for those of you, I know many of you are already on our platform. Sorry, I've got like a weird lighting thing in the way here. Many of you are already on our platform and have had some time to explore. But I also just want to take a moment to show you guys around and show you where different stuff are, where they're hiding. And also just a call to you guys to be partners with us in this. With so much of what we've done over the years, it's really been very community-led, which means we've done our best to kind of go with what the community, or what we feel the community needs and wants, and where the need is. And this platform going forward is my hope is that it becomes more and more kind of a reflection of what the community needs and wants. Obviously, there's a certain amount of like, you guys need this, you don't know you do, but you do. but the point is, it's really going to, or it needs to be a collaborative project. So, da-da-da-dum-da-dum, I feel like I need my champagne ready. I'm still planning to play my flute. I don't know how this is going to go. Here we have her, our beautiful new platform. Yeah, thank you, Joanna, about exact locations. I really appreciate that. Guys, always be very, very careful about exactly where you are. You will see that in no way at any point do we advertise or do we suggest putting your exact addresses in anything. So this is she's our lovely little test user. Whoopsie. And if I can just remember the correct passwords. The suspense. So, welcome to the platform. Welcome, welcome. I guess I should have shown you guys the sign-in pages and everything. It's just like, let me get right in there. I'll show you guys that in a moment for those of you who haven't yet registered. But this is basically our new home and our new space. And you'll see at the core of it, what we have here are the courses. So any of the courses that we've had up on our other platforms, there's been a lot of questions like, are my courses going to be on the new platform? Absolutely. We just have to like go through your user accounts and check what courses you've got. So give us some time to do that. But your courses will be there, your groups. So this is kind of a little bit like community spaces, similar to your Facebook groups. So group spaces, and then we've got your resources section. So the other big thing that we had was like over the years on Patreon, we built up so many resources, but Patreon just didn't quite suit us in terms of like creating one space where you can access all those different resources. So that was also quite important for us to start creating a space where we could collect all those resources for you guys. So questions on the book, let's start there. So this for me is like the most exciting part, which is, and it's new. We actually did a bit of a kind of a shop redesign of this past week. Was like the last big design component that we wanted to get done before we launched. And so we finished our shop. So here you'll see we've got all our books, courses, practice resources, sheet music, and workshops. And if you're looking for the book link, you can just go to the shop and you can go to books. Currently, I only have 2 books, but hopefully I'm planning to actually do some more books. So we will get there. But there you'll see there's the digital edition and the printed edition. The printed edition will take you to an external link because we're still printing our books through Lulu. So just note that, like we've put the link there, but it will take you to another site to order the book and get the book made there. We had some interesting printing like mistakes happening. So if you have any printing mistakes in your book, this is your official call. Please let us know. If there are any issues, please do let us know. And then courses, as you guys know, we've got a whole bunch of different courses in the meantime, and we're adding to those courses our kind of community course that we're doing over the next 21 days is our long tone challenge, our 21-day long tone challenge here. And we kind of do these courses as a community periodically. I love to do that. I think it's just so much fun. It helps to keep everyone more motivated and inspired. And you can go and purchase that course on its own and you get lifetime access to it. But you can also become a premium member this month, and part of the membership is access to this 21-day long-term challenge as well. So if you want to rather go through the membership kind of way, you can do that, and you can do the course that way. The only difference is if you buy it outright, you have a lifetime access. If you do it through the membership, it's for as long as you have membership, you have access to the course. So shop, you can go explore, you can go do that. We also have a blog, which I'm so excited about like nearly a year ago now. I was like, I love writing. Actually, I love writing. But somehow over the years, I did a bit of writing like early on in my kind of online journey. But I just somehow didn't really get to writing blogs. And the last past year, with the help of somebody that actually does some of the blogs for us as well, but she's also managing our blog now, I started writing more. And so you can go check out. We've got some blogs written by me, some blogs written by guest writers. We've got some really, really amazing guest writers that we been very fortunate to have write for us as well. And we hope to have many more. So this is quite a fun learning space as well. And we also try to embed our videos into those blogs. So if we have a video, a nice learning video coming out, we'll, combine that with a blog article as well. And so there's your blog. And then for those of you know, our little test, Elisa, well, let me show you how you can update your profile picture, because this works very much like Facebook in the sense that you can have your own profile. You can even have like friends. You can make connections on the site, so you can like choose specific people that you want to connect with and make friends with. You can follow people as well, for those of you who like to follow. I always think so. Here's Elisa. I've actually purposefully left all her stuff empty again. So you can actually choose a profile picture and have your own profile picture. And I encourage you guys to do it, because it's really fun to actually just see who you are and see your face. And yeah, you'll see here, she hasn't got any friends. She's a very lonely flute player. But you'll see there's a bunch of information there. Your courses, so if you go to your My Courses tab over here, you will actually get access to any courses that you've purchased. So as soon as you purchase a course, it automatically goes into your courses, into your My Courses tab. And from there, you can actually go ahead and do all the courses. Sorry guys, we are down in South Africa, and we've put all the servers for the site in your side of the world, so life is a little slower for us. So we've got this is the courses that she signed up for, so she can click into any one of those courses. This is a lovely little course, by the way, not music related, but a nice gentle stretching course for musicians. This is one of those that's like, I know not everybody wants to do it, but I know it's good for you, so I'm putting it in there, and I will carry on putting it in there. But I just want to give you a quick overview how the courses all work. So here's the courses, and you can start your course. You can also, you start the course. Once you've done all the lessons, you can jump around in it as well. When you're doing a course for the first time, you do have to follow the course order. I'm not checking whether or not you're watching all those videos, but technically you should be doing for all of you doing the scale workshop. So you do your course. Sometimes there's like little sub lessons in the course. So for example, here we've got a nice little video to meet your instructor. We do try our best to put the instructions. If any of you are doing anything and are confused, please let us know. We absolutely need to know what is confusing you guys, because that's how we know what's not working and what needs to be done better. So please never feel ashamed to ask. And then you'll see here, you've got your videos, you can watch your videos. And once you've done your video, you can mark it as complete, and it'll take you on to your next course component. So that's cool. And you can actually see who else is doing courses with you, or who else has done the courses. So, if you want to like connect with somebody and like ask them questions, or you see, I've actually been chatting to this person in one of the groups, and I'd love to actually chat to them about the course. That's a really great option. You can also sometimes when we're doing like community courses, we may create special community groups for those courses as well, just to have like a really nice kind of like focused space where we just like chat about the course stuff. In the case of this upcoming course, we're not going to do that, because the course is basically a course for the practice club. Now, if you're not a premium member on the site, so if you're just on a free membership, that's awesome, that's great. There is a group, we just at the moment have called it the Flute Practice. I'm thinking of just renaming it so it's a bit more obvious what it is, but it's basically just our like open free community space for everybody. The Flute Practice Club is our more exclusive space. It's for all of our paying premium members. And in that you get, so in the group itself, you should have access to all the different bits and bobs that you get with your membership. So for example, we have those monthly live hangouts. So we have a little hangout, so you can click in here to see when the next one's coming up. I'm going to warn you, this tab is empty right now because we haven't loaded the next one into the system. So it's saying there's no events, but it will be in October. And then recording. So any past hangout recordings. So like if you missed the last one that was in September now, you can go and view it. And in fact, there's a bunch of hangout recordings like that you can go and look at. There's some really interesting ones. If you click on this little hamburgery thing on the top there, it's a nice playlist with a whole bunch of different hangout recordings. So yeah, tons of content there ready for you to go look at. And in your feed works very much like a Facebook group. You can go and like, you know, chat and share and post videos even. At the moment in our free tier, you can't post videos directly into the site. You just have to like first post it to YouTube and then post it onto the feed. But the really cool thing about the space is that if you post a YouTube video, Jakob, I hope you don't mind me just showing your video here quickly, but if you post a YouTube video like this, it actually plays directly on the site as well. So that's pretty nifty. If you know how to put things onto YouTube easily, that's quite a nice way to do it. Cool. So that's your feed. You can comment and chat and do all of that. And then, of course, our practice challenges. And at the moment in this space, we've got our upcoming challenge, which will be the 21-day practice challenge. So we've just put a little tab in here for you in case, you know, you can't find it or you don't know where it is. And that tab is not working. So I shall have to go and fix that. I'm not sure why that is, but we will fix that. It will be working. There's normally meant to be a little box there that takes you to the practice challenge. Oh, Jakob, you're famous. Good. So, number of members. That's a really good question. And actually, this is a moment. I'm just going to go big quickly. This is a moment that I actually need to take a sip of our champagne, because we had a really big team meeting in October. We literally took off. Thank my team because they are amazing. We literally took off like 3 hours, 4 hours. No, it ended up being 5 hours. I'm not even. We were supposed to do 3, became 4, and then 5. And we took like 5 hours. We sat down, we hired a meeting space, like sort of central that everyone could get to. And we sat down and we were like, okay, like really planning through like what's going to happen over the next month. And the goal that we'd written down was to get 250 members onto the site before the 1st of October. That was the goal. And we wanted to get 100 practice club members. Bearing in mind, so that included like we've got a lot of like our classes and other stuff, which I'll show you in a moment, that are like on that practice club tier as well. And so as it stands, we have 101 practice club members. So yay! Thank you to all of you guys who are part of that space. It's so cool, and we're really excited for this next month and just for the time coming up. But so check this out. So here again, that's the practice club space. That's your premium space. This is your free space. So the flute practice, the normal thing, has currently got, let me read that, 269 members on it in total. And our goal was 250. So it's been so amazing just to see the response and the enthusiasm for all of this. And we're so excited to carry on growing and growing. And just becoming really that hub of flute learning and flute education, and just improving the space more and more. So yes, cheersing to that. Let me put my screen on big. And I'm just going to say cheers to you guys. Thank you to you guys. This is probably it's my first time drinking on a YouTube, like official YouTube channel. I'm going to say it's not alcoholic, but it definitely is. So, cheers, guys. Cheers. And I want to actually just spend a little bit of time getting into, well, let me just take a moment to look through all of your lovely comments here quickly, because I am missing out here. Thanks, guys. Raving about my book. I appreciate that. Yeah, we are. I'm sort of in the thinking process through for for our next book, which I think is going to be exciting. I'm looking forward to it. Hi, Michael. I saw there was an introduction. Yeah, drum roll. I like that. Okay, I'm so behind with these comments. Sorry, guys. If I missed your comment, please don't take it personally. It's me. I'm very distracted. And usually, I mean, I'm bad enough in like group Zoom sessions. I'm like, just get on my own trip. But when I'm live like this, there's just a lot going on. Okay, so I actually want to get to, well, I mean, I hope this was interesting and fun for you guys, but I want to get to the slightly more humorous and fun side of today's party, which involves actually us starting off with a little giveaway. So we are going to start off with our first giveaway, and I've got some fancy stuff here that I'm hoping is going to work well. So sorry about this. I just want to go back to our giveaways. Okay, so I'm going to load our first giveaway. Now, how this works is, sorry, that's an old giveaway. Don't worry about that one. How this works is you're going to see a little comment coming in there saying the raffle, there's a giveaway. The raffle giveaway has started. What you need to do is you need to type exclamation mark and then the word raffle into the comment section to enter. Okay, so that's what you've got to do. Now, here's what we're giving away. We're actually giving away a 3-month free membership to somebody in the community. If you are already on a membership and you already have a membership, then you're going to get 3 months credit. So, I mean, you're going to get 3 months, like we'll chat to you, we'll organize that. But basically you get 3 months free Flute Practice Club or premium membership for the site. That's our first giveaway. So I'm going to start the giveaway. That should pop up now in a moment. And to enter, remember, you've got to enter in exclamation mark and raffle. Exclamation mark raffle. Okay, hey, there they come in. Well done, guys. Yes, Joanna, I know I was looking at this today. I was like, how do I do a giveaway? I will figure this out. And this was after we'd already said that we're going to do a giveaway. And I was like, oh, this is so classic Tats. Like, she just goes and then she thinks. Cool, guys. We're going to let that run for 10 minutes. So you guys have got 10 minutes to enter that raffle. And I think you can only enter once. I think I've set it to that. So, yeah, you can, you know, as you go, enter in your raffle there. Okay, so while you guys do the raffles, I am going to do something silly. You know, one of the real joys of this past year is that I feel like I really have learned to laugh at myself a lot more. Well, yeah, I mean, you know, since those early days. And what I wanted to do today, and I'm gonna give you guys a chance to add to the bucket. But basically what I have done is I have created, let me grab it, a pot of rather silly like challenges for me to do. And you guys are welcome to pop out your own flutes and try and do these with me. But you guys, if you've got any ideas, I literally have like a pen and paper that I was, of course, writing on the back of an old piece of sheet music, because that's what musicians do, right? Don't throw away music. No, it sort of broke my heart a little bit to even repurpose it. I was like, will I ever play this again? No, but can I tear it up? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull out one of these little challenges. Now, obviously, I know what the challenges are, but I'm going to pull one out and I'm going to have to do the challenge, whatever that challenge is. So let's see what my first challenge is. Okay. Ooh, okay. So my first challenge is I need to improvise a piece that I've randomly chosen on Tomplay. So what I'm going to do, sorry, I just want to show you so I'm not cheating, making up challenges here. So here's what I have to do. I'm going to go into Tomplay and I'm going to like select like randomly. I'm just going to scroll through and like randomly select any piece. I have no idea what piece it's going to be. And then I have to improvise to that piece. This could go really wrong or really well. I don't know, depending on the piece. So let's try this. Nicole, I don't know if we can get more than one ticket. I don't know. I think I've set it to just one, but okay, so here we go. I've loaded up Tomplay onto my screen here. Si voila. And now, okay, this is something else I was playing. Okay, so I'm gonna go into the shop, and I am literally just going to like scroll down a bit and close my eyes just now. Okay, let's like pull it up a little bit. Let's see if we can find something. Okay, I'm gonna like just do this, and then I'm gonna click on something, and I hope I'm gonna get something. Okay, what am I playing? Purcell. When I'm laid in earth. Okay, that's beautiful. Okay, but I've got to improvise to this now, right? So let me just change my speakers here. Let me just check that the audio is working quick. Okay, cool. Okay. So let me just check that my flute is off. I mean, I guess I could do it with the flute and the piano, but let's not complicate life. Let's just do it with the piano. So here goes. Okay, here goes. Improvise. Purcell improvised. put there. Sorry to kill it, guys. Oh, actually, it was nearly done. It was nearly done. Sorry. Sacrilegious tats. Okay, I will say that was not bad. I could have gone a lot worse. It's actually quite a beautiful, beautiful piece to improvise to. So. It was like when I am laid in, like, you know, Spanish earlier. Good. Let's see how we're doing. We got 1 minute and 32 seconds left of our first raffle. I don't think that gives us quite enough time to do another challenge, but we have got more challenges on the way, so we'll get those going. I think everybody has entered the raffle, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm actually going to close entries now already. Sorry. If anybody want to get one last entry in, you haven't entered yet, you're welcome to, but I think we've got everybody here. So I'm going to close the entries, and this is really cool software, by the way. It's the nifty little things you learn. What is still going? Yeah, I know. Okay, and I'm going to pick a winner. This is completely random. There's like a little button here that says pick a winner. So please, I'm not picking favorites here. Pick a winner. And the winner is... There's your winner. Jan, well done. We'll be in contact. I need to make a note for myself. We'll be in contact with you about how that will look for you and what that'll mean for your memberships going forward. We'll be in contact. Cool. So let me do this. Look at me. I'm old school. I have like notebooks everywhere in this room still. As much as digital is great, I will just write it down. Okay, now there it is. Okay, so I'm not the only one that's going to be doing challenges today. You guys are also going to be doing some challenges. So I've got a fun little challenge for you guys. This is actually a gift that I got from a community member, a student. It's really cool. It's a music game. How cool is that? And I decided that we should play it, because I tried to play this with Andre, my husband, but I don't think he's like, he loves music and he knows a fair amount, but I don't think he's quite that flute nerdy. So like, we're looking at some of the questions and he was like, I don't know, this is not fun. So I'm going to play it. Now we can't like obviously play it because this is a really cool game. I'll show you. I haven't actually played it with anyone, hence everything is still in its very nice little bags. It's very cool. But it's a board game, so it's like there's a whole board with like musical notes on it and everything. It's very, very cool. Very, very cool. But what we're going to do today is we've got different cards, like question cards in this game. So there's 5 different cards with the following categories. So here we go. Here's our challenge. It's time for a game. And I've got this really cool, how cool is this little wheel thing going on here? And each of these colors, and you can see the different categories. We've got instruments, we've got history, we've got composer, we've got theory, and we've got super, which is like, I don't know if it's like really hard or, yeah, just challenging. So what we're going to do, I'm going to do one little test round just to show you how this goes. Now, I'm not answering these questions. You guys are answering these questions. So you can put your answers into the chat boxes. I'll give you guys a little bit of time to answer. Yeah, exactly. It's kind of like Trivia Pursuit, but for musicians, which is so cool. So I'm gonna you check this out. This is very cool. I can spin my little wheel like that, and then we land on instruments. And then what I'll do? Well, we may as well play because I'm here. So I'm gonna take a card. Now there's 3 levels. We're gonna start with the easy level, and we're gonna work our way up. Okay, so we're gonna start with easy. So your question. Okay, this particular easy question doesn't really work. So I am going to actually start off with the B, which is the intermediate questions, because the first question was identify a harp on the game board, and I can hold the game board up for you guys, but I'm not going to do that. But B, the question is, what does one call someone who plays the viol? Or viol, depending on how you say that. V-I-O-L, viol. Like the viol de gamba, or there are a couple of them. The viol d'amor. What do they call them? So you can put your answer into the chat box down below, and let's see if you're correct. Ooh, that's a good one. Anybody know the answer? What do you call someone who plays? I'll put it into the... Oh, I know I have to sign into my own chat. Violist. There's the first answer. That's the Wheel of Fortune. Yeah. It's the musical Wheel of Fortune. So a violinist. So, well, actually, maybe I should get like a picture of a viol and you can see what it looks like. So, musical facts time. Super interesting. So check out this cool guy right here. Check that out. Welcome to the viol, the world of the viol. So it's kind of like, it's almost like fretted like a guitar, and then you have a bow, and then usually you kind of like hold it like a cello almost. There are some that you play like up like that as well. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to give everyone just a chance to share their answers. There is our viol. A bit of learning. So, okay. Vineolist. I love it. That's good. Someone who watches vines while playing the violin. A fiddler. So the interesting thing about the viol, it was the instrument that was primarily used for like Western classical kind of like court music in the sort of 1600s in the 17th century. The violin was seen as like the peasant's instrument. I mean, not entirely, but it wasn't like, for quite a long time, it was seen as like more of like the sort of used for more folk music and folk traditions. It wasn't seen as like the courtly, acceptable high level instrument to play for a while. I think certainly in certain parts of Europe. Yeah, a gambist actually would probably be the thing. According to this lovely card, it's a violist. So well done to anybody who got that. But I would say a gambist is probably, a gambista or a gambist would probably actually also go in, because I have heard that used as well. Back to our wheel. Let's go. Back to our wheel of, no, this is our challenge. That's my challenge. Back to our Wheel of Fortune. Okay, I need to like put this in the right place. Okay, let's do this again. It's so much fun. History! Ha ha ha, yellow card. Okay. Yellow card, here we go. Ooh. This is a nice one. You guys, it's a multiple choice, so you can choose between three. What was the most popular European dance of the 19th century? So we're talking like 1800s. Was it a polka, a jig, or a waltz? Polka, a jig, or a waltz? Those are your options. So you can go ahead and I will drink some more bubbles. Polka, a jig, or a waltz? It is a fun game, isn't it? I feel like we should have like game nights. We got a waltzes, we got a woohoo, a C, a waltz, polka, waltz. Cool. I'm gonna give everyone a chance to write still. Got a lot of waltzes. Waltz. Waltz is here. I think the waltz is the winner. Cool. Comments have died down, and the winner is a waltz. Yes, it was in fact a waltz. I think probably polka would be next in line of those three. Jig, probably less so, but it was indeed a polka. Okay, let's do another wheel spin. And ooh, composer. Let's do composer. I'm gonna do the hard category now, guys, because I think that was a bit too easy. Okay, that's the French side. Okay, this is not that difficult. So, but let's try it. To which period do Mozart, Beethoven, and Schubert belong? Baroque, classical, or Romantic era? Go for it, guys. Go for it. I actually think B is harder here. I might give you B just now in a moment as well. That's actually kind of that's like a very nerdy flute question. What am I saying? Okay, so what period do Mozart, Beethoven, and Schubert belong to? Baroque, classical, or Romantic? Classical, 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 romantic, classical, 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 classical. Got a lot of classicals here. Classical, classical, classical. And the answer is, you guessed it, Le Classical. Although Beethoven, Schubert would say is late classical, you could argue that Beethoven is already going into the Romantic period. It's a little, the classical, the periods in history are like so interesting because we think of them as these like hard lines, and they're like certain moments in history. Like one of the famous ones was Stravinsky, that like when they put on the Rite of Spring, that like shocked audiences, and it was kind of like a moment of departure in some ways. But it's very much like it's not like somebody just woke up one day and was like, and now I shall write something in a totally different style period. Like things slowly sort of changed over time. So I would say it's sort of like between them, but if I had to say what they all had in common, then it would probably be like the time period that they wrote music in, which for all three of them probably fits more into classical than romantic, because Mozart was definitely not romantic. But yeah, interesting. Although if Mozart had lived a little bit longer, he may have dipped his toes into that too. There's a quote that says, who's the quote by, but like if Mozart had lived a full life, this person that quoted him said he would have written music, he would have written the music of Prokofiev by the end of it. I don't know if that's true, but who knows? Okay, let's do one more, and then we're going to do another giveaway. So I'm going to spin my wheel. Let's do it. Give me super. Give me super. I want super. Oh, okay, instruments. We're back to instruments. Okay, sorry guys, no super. Ooh. Oh, this is interesting. Name the 20th century musical instrument that has the lowest degree of technical difficulties. Okay, it's a 20th century instrument that has the lowest degree of technical difficulties. The answer to this is great. Okay, 20th century instrument. Go, your guesses are on. I think I should give anybody a prize who actually guesses this correctly. This is so funny. Triangle. So a 20th century one though, it has to be from like the last 100 years, which is interesting. The least technical difficulties. Oh my word, that's so funny. I mean, if I fully agree with that, but it is funny. Ah, that's so great. Spoons. That's great. The comb. The automobile one. Ah, the cell phone, right? Like you just press play. The MP3 player. That would be great. Ah, that's so wonderful. Juice hop. The nose whistle. Oh, there's like little ocarinas. The saw. The jug. The vacuum cleaner. I mean, in all fairness, was it what's his name? John Cage that wrote, was it Cage that wrote the piece for orchestra and vacuum cleaner, or orchestras and radios. So you you could argue. Oh my word. Theremin. Although actually, I think the theremin is like weirdly actually quite like, I don't know. I'd be really interested to play that at some point in my life. Somebody let me know where I can play a theremin. I play the stereo loudly. It's so good. Again, I don't know if it's well, I mean, I guess in some ways it is true, but can I give the answer? Can I give the answer? I think the comments have slowed down. Okay, so the answer, according to this, is the synthesizer. Again, like I feel like you could do it, but I guess, I mean, if you're really playing a synthesizer, you could just like press a button and be like, you can, yeah, okay. I've never, I can't say that I've like really, like, I can't say that I've really ever spent time playing a synthesizer. So I don't, if there's any synthesized players out there, if that's a thing, and you're offended by that, I'm sorry, but it's great. I love it. Oh my goodness. Okay, if we have some time, we can come back to this fun challenge. It's quite fun. I must say, this little wheel, I was like, this is like super cool when I saw this. Okay, it's time for another giveaway, a nice giveaway for us again. So what we are giving away this time to you guys, let me just put it up here. We are, what is this giveaway? Oh, yes. Okay. So for this giveaway, we are giving away a course of your choice. So any course on our site that the winner sees and they want to do, obviously a course that they haven't done yet, we will let you do it. We will sign you up for that course free of charge. So we will give you that course. So, and it can be redeemed, like, we haven't set a like time limit on this. So it can be redeemed now, it could be redeemed later, or when a course comes up that you're like, I really want to do this course. So, yeah, at your convenience, you can do this course. I must get my pen and pencil ready so I can write down the winner again. This giveaway stuff is fun. I like it. Oh, it's really cool. I genuinely, like, this week has been so crazy that I was like, okay, I knew we chatted about doing like giveaways, about doing like little challenges, and I was like, oh my goodness, like I have no idea how am I gonna do a giveaway? And then this wonderful technology sorts you out. You just Google everything, right? Like that has become my lesson. Like if I'm struggling with anything, I'm just like, Google, help, and then Google's like, here's a sort of elegant solution to that. Cool. Okay, we've actually got, what am I doing? We've got like 8 minutes for you guys to enter. And while you do that, I am going to do another challenge. So I'm going to get out my challenge jar. Still got a couple of interesting ones in here. Okay, challenge. Ooh, okay. So my challenge here, I can show you guys again, not that I would want to cheat on this one. I'm going to play a piece. I'm going to attempt to play a piece that I know, like, from memory. And am I going to be brutal with myself and do this? Okay, I'm going to do a piece that I recently did in a YouTube video, and you guys, that Godard Allegretto. Oh, this is gonna be so interesting. Here's what I am gonna do. I'm gonna put it up on the screen for you guys so you can see it. I promise I will not look. I might cheat once or twice. No, I will not look. I will not look. But I'm gonna try and play it, and I'm gonna play it with the backing track so that I'm like under a little bit of pressure. I think I can play part of this from memory. Like, okay, yeah. Where is it? I think I've got it in here somewhere. Oopsie. Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna play this one. I think I can play part of it from memory. If it's too easy and I can play most of it from memory, we can try something harder. But I mean, I think I at least deserve a fighting chance here. Okay, so this is the piece. This is it. I'm going to just... Oh, this is going to be interesting. Okay. I think my audio is on. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna look to the light. So I'm not gonna watch this, but let me just press play. Oh, I'm nervous. Let's give this a go. I started in the wrong place. I got the ending. Oh my word. That is so very, very interesting. It's amazing how like doing that, like I really can see which parts I have actually practiced well. It's like all the bits that I'm like I like genuinely I'm just like, oh, what's happening? Cool. A humbling moment for the tots. But a fun challenge, I think. I think I should throw this one like back in the bucket just in case, because it's really fun. I told you guys I was gonna have a good laugh at myself today. Cool. We've actually got 3 more minutes, so I'm gonna perhaps select another challenge. Let's go. If it's another memorization one, I'm gonna choose a slow piece. That's all I'm saying. Okay. Okay, feels like a bigger piece of paper, so I think I'm safe. Please let me be safe. Ooh, okay. Another one that's sure to be a good, solid piece of humble pie for me. I've got a sight read, a piece of music. There you see it, sight read. A random piece of music on tom play. That we're going to do the same thing. I'm just going to like look through and I'm just going to select and then play whatever that is. Okay, this could, again, it could go really well. It could go really badly. Let us see. Okay. I've been meaning to do this like for a really long time. I was like, it'd be so fun just to do like a video. Like I'm just challenging myself to like do silly things like this. So I'm having fun, even though bit of a sucker for punishment right now. Okay, I'm not supposed to be looking. Sorry. I just want to like... I feel like I need to like... Okay, I'm going to do this like once random, and then next time I'm going to go to like that hard category, and I'm just going to do this on like hard mode, you know, like... Okay. Just going to keep going like this, and now I'm going to randomly select. I haven't selected anything. Okay. A little duet. Download it. You guys can see that I have never played this before, at least not to my knowledge. Where did it go? There it is. Okay, here it is. Okay, it is nice and slow. I'll do the get both parts. Okay. I think I can do this. Let's do it. Okay. I'll play flute 1. You know, us flute players, we always want to be flute 1. Okay. No, sorry. I misjudged that. I want to be flute 1. Okay, let's try this again. May that be a lesson to all of us, to not get too comfortable. I was like, thinking about other stuff. And then I was like, why it's E major? It's E major. We have changed. Cool. Well, I mean, for me, that wasn't a very difficult sight read, but still, my teacher used to always say, music, like, things can be simple, but they're never easy. Like, simple, but never easy. So you got to treat everything with the same level of respect. Lesson learned, tats. Okay, it is time, my dear friends, to pick the winner of our competition. And we are going to go ahead and do that now. Thanks, guys. Thank you so much. It's a lot of fun. I told you at the beginning of the stream, I think I'd much rather be playing my flute most of the time, because it's just like, I feel it's like, I can just breathe out and relax a bit. Wasn't always like that, though. I will tell you, it was really not. Okay, picking a winner. Here goes. And the winner is Whitney Sky. Whitney, I'm gonna have to just double check, Whitney, if we have you in our details. But if we do not have you in our details, in our contact details, we're going to reach out to you either via YouTube, or if you wouldn't mind just sending us an email, just Tatiana@theflutepractice.com, in case we don't have you in our system. So, but we will do our best to reach out to you and make sure that we find you. But Whitney Sky, let me write that down. Yay! Congrats, Whitney. Cool. Does it? Well, I guess that's a good way to know that, I think the stream is a little bit delayed. So the spot is probably also based in like somewhere in Northern Hemisphere. And so by the time the stream gets from me to you guys, I don't know. I'm making up how computers and things work. My husband mocks me. He's like, that's not how it works. And I'm like, okay, but in my mind, that makes sense. So that's how it's working. That's how it does. Cool. I actually think we should just drive straight into our next giveaway, actually, because why not? Because we can. So that one's done. Our next giveaway is, we are going to send you a book. Not one of our books. We're actually going to send you if you want one of our books, we'll send you our book as well. But the book is actually our special pick for you guys. So we're gonna chat to you. We're gonna find out what level you're at, where you're at. Let me just change my screen here, and then we're going to chat to you guys, find out what level you are at, where you are, and we're gonna suggest, or we're gonna choose a book for you that we will then send to you. So here we go. I'm gonna open that up. So for those of you who would like to win a book selected, handpicked for you, go for it. The usual. I'm gonna have a sip. This is so much fun. I love giving stuff to people. It's wonderful. I was like, yay! I can just give things. So much fun. My handy water. Cool. Okay, so while you guys do that, I don't want to confuse our giveaway with other things. I'll just pick another challenge. Our big challenge pot. It's getting a little emptier. Okay. Challenge pot. Challenge. Ooh, this is a good one. Okay, so the challenge is, I need to learn a study in 5 minutes. Okay, that's to say I have 5 minutes. So here's how it's gonna work. I'm gonna choose a study now, and I've got 5 minutes to practice it, and I'm gonna try and walk you guys through what I'm doing in those 5 minutes, and how, if I had 5 minutes to practice a piece, what would I do? How would I approach it? And then I've got to play it. So it's going to be largely sight reading, but I do have 5 minutes to practice it. Okay, so to do this, I just want to show you guys, I have opened up iTunes here. Flute Tunes. Not the same thing, although just as cool. Flute Tunes, and there's a whole lot of, I've searched the term etudes, so there's a whole lot of etudes here. I'm gonna just pick one. I feel like a curler, so I'm gonna just pick one. I'll close my eyes, and I'm just gonna pick. What are we here? Okay, the Russian dance is from the 25. Okay. So this is the etude that I have got 5 minutes to learn. Let's put my Where is my timer? When I need you. When I need you. It's happened again. No. Here it is. Okay, so I'm going to put on my timer for 5 minutes. I hope I wasn't a bit brave with 5 minutes. Well, you know. Okay, so 5 minutes. Just to show you guys, I'm setting it for 5 minutes. I don't know if you can see that. Okay, I don't know. You guys are going to have to just trust me. Okay, 5 minutes. Okay, let me look. So because I've got very limited time, I'm going to like really skip over. I'm going to look through it and I'm just going to try and figure out what's probably going to be the most like challenging bits. Which isn't always easy to see. There's a repeat from the beginning. Okay, that's great. Very often the endings are difficult, so and that's okay, great. So that's the ending. Let me get this little. I'm gonna just jump to this like middle little. This little bit, it comes up here as well. Just see what's happening here. G sharp, yeah. Okay, that's all chromatic. So I'm seeing this is all chromatic here up until this point where it changes to being back in E major. That's important to know. Cool. That's surprisingly tricky for my fingers just to make sure I come back to that B. Yeah, F sharp. Okay, getting a feel for this. Andantino section in the middle. How many minutes do I have? Ah, actually, I've got half my time left still. Okay, I'm gonna try and play. Nice. Who's there for all of my students? Key change. Sort of double check my key there. So I'm just checking my rhythm there. So I'm already doing da da dum da 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 da. Some kind of a seventh chord, but I don't know what. Okay, that I can probably read. So I'm gonna do this last bit if I've got some time. G. Back to. Okay. 8 seconds. I think we should call it. Okay. Now, what I am going to try and do, there goes my timer. Okay, so 5 minutes. Oh, no, not repeat. I'm going to put my metronome on quickly because I just want to see, I want to try and play it like up to speed now, if possible. Like, or close. 116. Oh. Okay, it's not too bad. Let's see. 5 minutes of practice. I've actually been getting into these 5-minute practice sessions. Like, it's amazing how much you can get done in just 5 minutes if you really like just slow down. Like, now I really had to like focus on not panicking. I had to be like, okay, go away. Like, don't panic, just keep it calm, keep it cool. Okay, I do need to, how am I gonna do that? Maybe no, I don't want to zoom out. It's like just a little off. No, sorry guys, I'm trying to like get, okay, I might have to like, maybe I can make it like 99%. Let's see. 95%. Yeah, that works. Okay, cool. Okay, let's do it. Speed again. Sorry guys, I just don't want to trust myself too much here with okay, let's see. Try it up to speed. Haha! It's amazing what you can do with just 5 minutes. Wee little 5 minutes. In terms of just like, I mean, I could very much feel which bits like I actually looked at and which bits I hadn't looked at. And like, again, for those of you who are in the technique classes, I realized at the beginning of this, I didn't show you guys all the classes, but for those of you who are in the technique classes, you'll see how like that thing of identifying the patterns is so huge. Like, rather than trying to like play each individual notes, my brain is saving as much time as possible. So it's like, what patterns can I see, like that chromatic scale, and then going into the normal E major scale, because then I don't have to think so much about it. Like, I'm just like, okay, chromatic, E major. And yeah, the first time it fumbled a little bit, the second time was more solid, but it didn't really matter that much because I had like a plan of where it was going. So like, even with a fumble, I could kind of like get the pattern together. So just living proof. It's all about calm, constructive work and patterns. Of course, normally I would have a little more time than this. But I must say, I've been like really amazed by like, been just utilizing those like 5-minute practice sessions. Like, what can I do in 5 minutes? And just like getting the most out of those sessions. And sometimes those are the best, most productive sessions you actually have. Very, very, very cool. Anything that's too hard for me. Oh yeah. No, like definitely. What I think I'll do just now, I will forego the rest of those challenges, and I will go and sight read something that's like in the hard category on Tomplay, like really difficult, so that you can see like there's definitely stuff that's like way more difficult than I can manage to like sight read. There always will be. There's some stuff that I like I would look at and I'd just be like, oh my word, like where do I start? Actually, funnily enough, one of the pieces that I have been working on, did I pack it away? I did pack it away. Are those the Piazzolla etudes, which I always only ever learned the third one, and I was like, let me learn some of these other ones. And like, actually, funnily enough, it looks really challenging in the beginning. I was like, this is crazy. And there are some bits that are just nasty. But actually, when you kind of like put it apart, it's not so bad. Flight of the Bumblebee would be a good one, because I've never really like properly learnt it. I think I've like played it really badly in high school, like in like flute choirs and stuff. But I've never actually properly learnt it. But it is mostly chromatics, I know that. So well, let's see where the chips fall in a moment. Where the chips fall. Speaking of falling chips, let us see where this chips. Oh, we still have 2 minutes left. Oh my goodness, I learnt a whole study in the same time that it took for this to get done. No. I didn't. I can't say I've learnt that study really well, but I shall give you guys 2 minutes. Let's have a little Wheel of Fortune time. Let's do it. I'm going to spin the wheel. Got my box ready. Instruments. This thing seems to land on instruments a lot. Wait, no, that's the wrong one. Okay, I'm just going to take one from the middle here. Okay. What am I? I am a sound generator made up of a strip of wood or metal. I'm usually placed against a mouthpiece of a woodwind instrument. What am I? I'm a sound generator made up of a strip of wood or metal. I am usually placed against the mouthpiece of a woodwind instrument. Metal, really? I know, I also want a theory one. God. I'm a sound generator made up of a strip of wood or metal. I'm usually placed against the mouthpiece of a woodwind instrument. I wonder, do you get... I need to check something. I guess... Okay. I'm Googling whether this is a thing. Yeah, lots of reeds. And a harmonica. That makes sense. A metal reed and a harmonica. I was literally Googling like what instruments would use a metal reed. Like, that's interesting. But that makes sense. Yeah. And an accordion. Okay. I have no idea how accordions work, but that would also make sense. That's cool. Yes, reed is the correct answer there for that one. Okay. Time is up. Let us pick our winner. Who is getting a book? Sira K is our winner. Again, same thing. Are we going to check through our systems to see if you are on the system, and if not, we will try reach out to you on YouTube or elsewhere as best we can. Otherwise, send us an email, please. Yay! Well done, Cedar. I hope I said your name right. Also. Yay, yay, yay. Yeah, I think you guys are getting it before me. The winners. All right. We've got one more giveaway, guys. One more. Just gonna say it. Okay. I think, well, let's do our last giveaway actually. So our last giveaway is I am going to be giving this winner a 30-minute one-on-one lesson with me. It's online, of course. I'm not going to fly to where you are and give you a lesson there unless you're in Cape Town, in which case I will happily come and visit you. Or the greater Cape Town area, I will happily come and visit you. But if you are overseas, it'll be online. But I'm offering a 30-minute one-on-one lesson for you to work with me and figure out what some of your challenges are, what your problems are. That's a good idea, Jacob, like a personalized book recommendation. Absolutely. We will definitely do our best. I mean, we've put together some guides for like book suggestions, particularly in our guide to getting started on the flute. We have actually got a lot of really good book suggestions in there as well, like different options for your practice. Okay, starting the next giveaway. You got 10 minutes. Go for it. So this is for your 30-minute one-on-one session with yours truly. Okay, and in the meantime, I'm gonna speak to that challenge. We'll do one more gameplay. Hopefully, we can get a theory question or something fun. But I'm gonna go back to our time for a challenge, for a real challenge, and let's go to Tomplay. We'll do Tomplay. And let me see if I can find something that is like genuinely difficult enough that let's make me work a little bit. So what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to go to the browse category and I'm going to look in the upper advanced and progressive. Ooh, progressive. Oh, okay. That doesn't seem okay. I'm going to go to the upper advanced. And I'm gonna go to classical music. Okay, now we in the big guys here. And then I'm gonna find something from this. Well, I'm not gonna find something. I will randomly select something from this list. And let's see how I do. I feel like I'm gonna need like a few more sips of that before I do this. Okay. No, is that it? Okay. Apparently those are all the upper advanced. Okay, let's look at advanced and upper advanced because sometimes there's like actually quite tricky stuff in that as well. Okay, if I've played this, okay, I'm going to select something, but if I've played whatever I'm selecting now, I will choose again. That's the rule. Okay, so whatever that is. Okay. Ooh. Kagelet. I'm going to be honest with you, I may have played this at some point. So I'm not going to choose this because I have played these 30 Caprices. So I'm not going to choose this. I want to really find something that I've not played, like, or at least not played in a while, or that I know I'm going to like stumble on. Oh, cute little chaminade piece. Looks a little easier than I want to do for you guys. Okay. What are we doing? No, I'm going to sight read this. I'm genuinely going to try and find something that I know I'm going to struggle with. Maybe I need to like broaden my horizons a bit here. Also played it. This is actually quite hard to find something here. Maybe I need to like hand select something that I know I haven't played, or at least haven't played in a while. Oh, now that I haven't played, and this would definitely be a chop off a bit too much for me to sight read. So I'm going to that, like, here's a good example of something that I would not sight read easily, if at all. Like, that would be a challenge. But like, not a challenge that I think I would win. I want a challenge at least I can a little bit win. I've played. Never played the Mercadante or Mercedante. I never know how to say that concerto. Maybe I can sight read through that. Mendelssohn done. This is challenging, actually. I've done the Gun, Cogulet I've done. Maybe it is going to have to be Nielsen Concerto, but that's not going to end well. I've never played it. I think... Oh, this is fun. I've never played this. This is legit fun, and I think it'll also floor me, but it'll floor me in like a fun way. So I'm going to do this. This is the Tuffanel, the Grand Fantasy. Let's give this a go. So this, I think, will be like a legit depiction of like me bombing out in something to sight read. I've heard it. I've never ever played this. Let's do it. Let's do it, folks. Okay. Let's do it. Let's do this. Oh, I'm stalling. I'll put the flute, just the piano. Yeah. Do a little allegro. Let's see what happens. Let's see, I know the opera. I know this tune at least. I'll do a little more for you. We're actually out for time. Do a tiny bit more. Sorry, I'm indulging now. I'm indulging. Let's see how it goes. And we have officially reached that moment where I would not get by without practice and figuring out what these chords are. But as you can see, this would be a piece that I would like struggle to just flat out sight read. Like I will say I'm not actually the world's best sight reader. Like that is not one of my strengths. Like I actually am a kind of a person. I've got some colleagues that are just like fantastic sight readers. Like they just look at a piece and they just like and they play. I've always had to just like work and practice this stuff. But I think it would actually, you know what? Here's my commitment to you guys is I will practice this guy. I will practice this little mignon, this Tuffanel, and I will record it and let's see what happens. I'll give myself like a month. It's a month fair. I'm hoping this next month will be quieter. So I'll give myself a month. I'll practice this. I'll record this. Maybe I'll even do like a little bit of a practice video. Like I'll show you guys how I practice it, how I approach it. And then I will see if I can learn this in a month. And then we can, give my best to record it and see how that goes. I think that could be quite a fun challenge. And I think really good like learning for you guys as well. Because it's really, I think it's useful to see how like I go about practicing a piece, because even if you're learning something that's like 10 times easier, the process is always the same. Like we should always be learning things in the same way. Trust me to like start teaching at a party. That would be cool. Okay, cool. We've got our last winner. I'm going to pick a winner. And thanks, guys. It's good to have gotten to a point in life where I just don't take myself quite so seriously anymore. And I think like I would like you guys to see that it's okay to make mistakes actually, and it's okay to like have stuff that you just can't do or that you're challenged by or that's just difficult, and know that there are like processes out there to like work on things and learn things and actually, you know, do better at it. Cool. Picking a winner for our 30-minute one-on-one lesson. We'll be learning the Taffanel. I'm joking. We won't. Jen! Congratulations, Jen. Congratulations. That is... I look forward to working with you, Jen, if you're up for it and if you accept it, although you signed up, so that tells me you are up for it. Same thing, if you don't hear from us and we're not getting hold of you or you haven't heard anything in the next like week, please pop us an email and be like, hi, I'm Jen. Like, you know, give me my lesson, please. And we will arrange to meet with you and, well, I'll arrange to meet with you and have some fun together. Cool. I think before we round off things, I can't believe we've been already going for 2 hours. I was like, it'll be like an hour. It'll be like an hour. No, it will not. I think what we're going to do to end off is let's go back to our Wheel of Fortune. And let's see if we can get... I want to get either super or theory. I just want to get one of the other categories. Please. So let's do this. Spin the wheel. Super, super, super. I'm just going to spin it again because I want my way. Oh, okay. This is a tough one because there was like a request for... Okay, it is on theory. It is on theory. Like, I want super, but it is on theory. So we're going with theory. Let's go. Okay, quick theory questions. Okay, what kind of interval cannot be either major or minor? What kind of interval cannot be major or minor? There are a couple of options. You could name the specific interval, or you can like give the more general like term. That's up to you. What kind of interval cannot be major or minor? Cool. I'm going to take one from the super box because I want to after this. I want my super question. Okay. Yep. So whole tones, somebody else said whole tones. Whole tones can technically be like a major second or a minor second, depending on whether it's a whole tone or a half tone. It's very confusing. I don't know why that is even a thing. Like, feels like it would just be a whole tone or half tone. Like, why would it be major and minor? But it's the one part of the system that for me just doesn't make sense. Perfect fifths, fourths, and octaves. That is the one. Perfect fifths, fourths, and octaves. So the fifth step of the scale, of any scale, like the way that I like to think about this, in all fairness, is like, that's why I'm saying the second doesn't really fit into this pattern well, but like if you had like a scale, if that interval would fit into the scale, like the major or the minor scale, then then that would be the interval. But like if you go for a fifth and a fourth, they're in both the major and the minor scale, you have the same interval. It's both the fifth and the fourth stays exactly the same. It's the same note. So for example, like in G major, we have G, A, B, C, D is the fifth step, right? But in G minor, we'd have G, A, B flat, C, D as well. Also the same interval. So, yeah, you got the fifth and the fourth. So, yeah, we basically, the interval that would not be major or minor would be the fifth, the perfect intervals, the fifth and the fourth, because they would be augmented or diminished, is like the, yeah, it isn't the best word, it isn't the best wording, I think. It could go either way there, but that's the idea. Okay. Oh my goodness, this is like a okay, last little question. I'm taking a card from the super pile because I want to. So here we go. Type in your answers as we go. So who composed the following? So each one of these operas has got a composer. So can you say who composed the following? La Traviata, who composed it? The Rheingold or Das Rheingold in German. Das Rheingold. So La Traviata, then Das Rheingold. Then we have the Magic Flute. Who composed the Magic Flute? Not an opera, this next one, but who composed Bolero? And lastly, Duke Blackbeard's Castle. Duke Blackbeard's Castle. Super is like it's just a super card. It's got like super questions on it. I don't know. It's cool. Okay, so we've got La Traviata, who composed it? Das Rheingold or the Rheingold, who composed it? Very well done, Jacob. Yeah, look at that. Rheingold, nice. The Magic Flute, who composed it? Bolero, who composed it? The Duke Blackbeard's Castle. Cool. Yep, Ravel, Bolero, Mozart. Yep, the flute, exactly. Yay to all those flute nerds out there. If you don't know any of these pieces, don't be intimidated. It happens. I am honestly, most of the reason I know so many more operas than I used to is because in Vienna, oh my goodness, I literally could we'd watch operas like almost every day. You could go and watch a different opera. It was so mind-bendingly amazing. And I sometimes would do like two operas. I'd do like an opera and then a concert. Like I'd do them back to back. There'd be like an opera in the afternoon, and then I'd go like just take a walk to the Musikverein to go and do a concert there as well. And you just like, oh, just wonderful. Cool. Karen, yeah. And yeah, no, look, I'm with you. I used to have like some really like snobby friends in my varsity days that were like, how do you not know who composed this? Like, really, come on, guys. And you guys know Cherie, who, by the way, like she composed our intro song that in the video you heard at the beginning of the stream. She was the first person. She was like on board from ground zero. She was like, cool, I'm gonna compose an intro song for me. And so for you, she said to me, and she actually composed our intro song. Anyway, me and her have been like very tight since our varsity days, and I mean, I knew like a fair amount already going in. She knew a lot less going in, and she was always sit there. She'd be like, oh, we'd both sit there. We'd be like, oh my goodness. So we're not that kind of a crowd, but it's fun to know. So a little bit of quiz here. So La Traviata. We've got is Verdi, very famously. Am I right in saying it's that da 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 da, the drinking song, the famous one? Da da dum da da dum da 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 dum. Am I singing the right song from the opera? Das Rheingold. Yep, Wagner. It's the first of the Ring cycle. I don't know. I sat through all 18 hours of the Wagner Ring cycle in Vienna. I did it to myself. It was amazing though. It was amazing. Magic Flute, Mozart. That's the very famous The Queen. Sung very, very amazingly by me. Bolero, the very famous da 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 dum. I'm singing the middle of it. Da 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 dum da da dum da 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 dum. Yeah, if you can't tell from my singing, don't worry. And I will say I've never ever really sat down to listen to Duke Blackbeard's Castle. So that's an interesting little bit of listening for me to do, to go and sing. Cool, guys. I think that's enough quizzes. Before we round off, I just want to kind of take a quick moment just to say a huge thank you to some of these people. We've actually got a couple of we've got quite a lot of hands kind of working in different spaces at the flute practice. So Karen, who, for any of you who have been sort of in regular contact with us and have emailed us, you probably have got a response from Karen at some point. She is, as I said here, my right hand and sometimes my left hand too. So she is our admin and community manager. We've got Andre, my darling husband, who is currently our kind of main go-to tech guy. That being said, we are looking at getting another go-to tech guy, because this wonderful go-to tech guy has actually got a full-time job. So he works for us and helps us out and gets stuff sorted between all kinds of things. So especially thank you to him. He was like sitting the whole morning this morning just like finishing things and getting stuff done and stressing, and yeah, so I'm sure he's like parked off somewhere, just half asleep already, but thank you, my love. You are a superstar. And then our brand new video editor, I've met him as Atlas, and he is just an awesome creative powerhouse on our team, and we're very grateful to have him. And Feral John, who does most of our all the sort of financial stuff. I call him our financial manager. He isn't quite, but he's our manager, and our manager. He is sometimes. I said that he's my voice of reason, because he really is. Just for his really calm, considered, detail-orientated presence in our team. Most of our members are part-time at the moment, so we haven't yet got any full-time members, but we are really looking forward to growing the space more and more, and getting to a place where we can offer full-time jobs to people. I mentioned this in a post a little while ago, and I was looking at the stats around this, because I was looking at unemployment. I know South Africa is top unemployment in the world at the moment, and I was looking through stats, and it's just the shocking truth that in South Africa 42% of people my age, so sort of between 25 to 34, are unemployed, which is quite something. So our team, most of them are in that bracket. So again, just like to know for you guys are meaningfully contributing to employment opportunities in South Africa, which is just so exciting. And I am very, very, very grateful, and feel the not the weight isn't that, but the humility is the word. The humility of that responsibility to steward what you guys have entrusted all of us with, which is building this lovely community, but also in being supportive financially towards us and buying into what we're all about. We just really, really, really are grateful. And yeah, thank you guys. Thank you to each and every single one of you. I am so excited to just continue walking all of these journeys with you. It's one of my favorite things to just walk alongside all of you guys, and just to get these like snippets of how each of you are improving and how you're coming along. I know it's not possible for me to take like time to meet every single person in the community personally, but know that I take great joy in watching your guys' posts, seeing you guys posting, chatting to you, answering your questions, just being a part of your journey in whatever way you feel comfortable. And I look forward to continuing to do that over the next couple of years, and yeah, months, years, who knows how long, as long as time allows. And thank you guys. I can truly and genuinely say that you guys have changed my life. You really, really, really have changed my life, and I am incredibly, incredibly grateful for that. So thank you for your presence, and I look forward to the next month. For those of you who haven't yet, you guys can still sign up for our 21-day practice journey. This is going to be so every day for 21 days we're going to have a short video explaining the exercise all around long tones, so practicing our long tones. We're going to, there's a practice resource that goes along with that. So every day for 21 days, you're going to have some hopefully really fun, cool exercises to do and to work on. And I'm excited. I'm going to be walking it with you guys. So I'm actually going to be teaching myself. Like I'm going to be watching my own videos and actually doing it and doing the resources every day and post some of that journey for you guys to see as well. So you'll get the kind of like teacher tats and the sort of like student tats in one go, if that makes sense. So I'm really looking forward to that. I hope you guys are too. And thank you so much, guys. Thank you again for joining me today, having lots of fun. Congrats to all of our winners. Again, special shout out to Joanna for joining and being here. That's really, really means a lot. And we actually have a exciting little project on the go as well. We're very excited. So I'm looking forward to that little project as well. And I'll see you guys soon. Very, very soon. Bye-bye, everybody. I will give everyone a moment to respond in comments because it's probably going to be like 5 hours delay here. Bye, everybody. Sorry, I'm just reading comments now. I don't want to leave yet because I want to see all your lovely comments, which I finally have a chance. I'm just going to like drink some bubbles and let's do it that way. So nice recognizing some of the names that I've seen pop up in the communities and really, really cool. Thank you, Eileen. I will definitely. Bye-bye, everyone. Actually, I've got an end screen. I got on my end screen. I don't have to awkwardly stand here. Be like, bye.